live. Another live stream. I think I am starting to get used to these live streams. There's still a lot of prep work. It takes me almost just as long to get into a live stream as it does to pre-record something and edit it afterwards. But hey, that's the game here. So let's get into this live stream for you all here. I've got a lot to go through here around what's been happening in the Midnight ecosystem, some Cardano news as well. And we're going to answer this question here. Is Midnight good for Cardano or is it bad? I've had this comment quite a lot in my other live streams and also in the comments on some of the YouTube videos that I've been putting out. People not understanding how some of these aspects work with Cardano, Midnight, and expanding to other blockchains in the future as well. So we're going to look into that, but yeah, we've got a lot to go through here. Now, first off, have you seen this guy's wallet here? This was absolutely insane. I thought this was someone has earned 1.39 million Night tokens, and this was commented, showcased in the Midnight Discord. And this is his Thor schedule. I mentioned this in another live stream, but I thought this was insane. That's so many different wallets, and this is just a snapshot. Let me just open this in a new tab for you guys so you can see it a little bit better. But this is just this person's Thor schedule and thousands of Night tokens and their unlock schedule. I thought I was doing well, but no, this person is doing far, far better. Let me know how you guys are all going in the comments as well. Let me know how, if you're anywhere near this amount of Night tokens. It's absolutely insane. All right, so let's go into a bit of an intro here. It certainly has been a good few days in regards to this Midnight launch. I've been enjoying it and covering all sorts of different aspects of it. And it's really good to see now that the token itself, the project, is now ranked 99th on CoinMarketCap. So there's been a lot of trading. We've seen roughly just under 300 million in daily trades off the various different exchanges, centralized exchanges and decentralized exchanges, so on and off chain. So that's amazing to see. Just 2 days, it managed to hit the 99th in the top 100 now. So awesome stuff. I have to say this is one of the best launches, token launches I've seen in a long time. Now, if you're just joining me on the live chat, please let me know if the audio is good and if the video is coming in okay for you guys. Now, of course, with all the good news and everything that we're experiencing, of course, there's going to be the FUD and the misrepresentation of actually what's going on here. And you got to love this headline here. Cardano founder reacts as Night token crashes from 150 to 2 cents. When was it ever at 150? If it was at 150, I'd be absolutely ecstatic. I think that breaks it's even more of a market cap than Bitcoin at the moment. So that would have been absolutely insane to see. And I would have been extremely happy with that kind of launch if it did hit that kind of market cap, but no, it did not. And I don't think it ever crashed down to 2 cents either. I didn't see it at 2 cents. It was hitting that support level at 3 cents. A lot of people snapped it up at 3 cents. I saw on MXC. Millions, tens of millions of dollars being pumped in to pick up the Night tokens at 3 cents. So anyway, my point was the FUD continues. Now, if you haven't purchased any of the Night tokens yourself and you thought you might want to give it a go, I'll just give a shout out to SteelSwap here. SteelSwaps is a DEX aggregator built on Cardano. This one's a really good one because it's very, very cheap. It doesn't take any fees itself, especially for the small trades. Just doesn't make sense. But you can trade as little as $1 USDM or USDA straight for one Night token, and they don't charge you any fees whatsoever there. I don't know if you can see that too well on there, but we can see that 000. All right, so let's go here. If you are looking for a centralized exchange, it's trading on so many of them at the moment. I've been playing around myself on Amexi. I found this one quite good because you move crypto in and out really easily. But the the exit fee for the Night token. So if you want to move Night tokens from Kraken over to your Cardano native wallet and start trading decentralized there, or in the DeFi plays as well, the MEXC charges about 30 Night tokens for the withdrawal. And I thought that was a bit high. I was told that Kraken only charged 15, so half the price. Still a lot of support there and a lot of liquidity on Kraken as well. So it's a good one to look into there. OKX is also trading Night tokens as well as many other exchanges. And I'll go into that in a bit. Now, if you have been living under a rock, of course, you can now, and haven't heard, sorry, if you've been living under a rock and you haven't heard, you can claim your Night tokens depending on when your schedule is. Now, if you haven't seen it, go to redeem.midnight.gd, connect your wallet, click on redeem there, enter in your address, and it will give you a schedule for your wallets. Your wallets, everyone has their own unique randomized date of when they can first claim their tokens. And I'm just pulling up mine here so that you can see, but I'm just opening up my Lace wallet, copying the address, and I can paste that in there, click confirm. And then this will give you your allocation date, your first Thor date. So I'm still waiting. This is my earliest that I can claim on any of my wallets, 53 days. And then I can see down at the bottom here how many Night tokens I've been allocated to this wallet. So if you open up, this has been a common issue. If you open up and you go redeem and you go, oh great, I can redeem in 30 days or whatever, and you see this big 0 here, this is because you didn't quite read the interface. It says redeem now. How many can you redeem right now? You can't, because you have to wait until your Thor date. So just to make that clear, a lot of people have been complaining in the comments as well, where are my Night tokens? I had some, now I go to this portal, I don't have any. Pete, did you steal my tokens? No, I did not. Look, read the interface, it's all still there. Okay, there's some other issues as well. I've been trying to get support. I don't know where to go exactly for support. I've been looking Discord. Discord's a bit of a mess with a lot of chatter. The forums are dedicated to development talk and operations for nodes. They're not a good place there either. So I'm trying to work out where I can get support and help you guys out. When I know, I'll let you know, and you can flood them with your support requests. Okay, what else have I got here? Oh yes, so just the general congratulations and the videos going out in regards to the successful launch. But yes, let's go into now. The question here, is Cardano good for, is Midnight good for Cardano or not? And the general overall answer for that is yes. And people aren't quite understanding why, and is like Midnight even taking over Cardano and will surpass it and make Cardano obsolete? And that's not the case. It adds on that extra layer of privacy to the chain itself. And the idea is that it's supposed to add on those extra layers of privacy using zero knowledge proofs for all the chains out there in crypto. So just imagine now that we are going and only just starting now on Cardano itself, and then Midnight will expand over to different chains such as Solana, such as Bitcoin, Ethereum, and all the other chains out there. I'm really excited about XRP as well. There's a lot of cross collaborations at the moment. Well, we'll see a lot there in the future, I think. But this is probably the very first thing that we need to look at here. And this is the expansion of Cardano native tokens to all of these different exchanges. A lot of these exchanges here did not support Cardano tokens before until they supported it for the Night launch. So the Midnight Foundation, IOG, would have had deep talks with all of these exchanges to list Night. Before a successful token launch, you need a lot of liquidity out there on different exchanges, wherever people are trading. And to get Cardano tokens out there, there's a lot of work. There's a lot of development work. There's a lot of coding, a lot of collaboration, and a lot of liquidity that needs to be provided to all of these exchanges. And Midnight has led the charge on this. Now, there's a MEXC had listed Cardano native tokens before. Gate had listed as well. KuCoin, I believe, has with a SNEC from there. Not too sure who came first with the other ones, but I'm pretty sure Night token did help push and propel a lot of these other exchanges to start listing Cardano native tokens. So now that Night is on these exchanges and the infrastructure and all the code and everything else that was needed to make that happen is there, we could very well see other Cardano tokens enter into on those exchanges as well. And that's something I'm really excited about. SNEC had that proposal to get more exchange listings for Cardano tokens, so they'll be leading the charge there. They took out that loan from the treasury, and we will see more hopefully added to this list here that you can see, and more Cardano tokens and more Cardano projects going out there and listing on those exchanges too. So I know Igon, for example, is a big proponent of trying to get these listings. So we'll probably see the IAG token listed on a lot of these exchanges soon too. Now, let me just check the comments here on the live stream. So thank you guys for interacting. You know, it helps with the algorithm. And if you haven't yet, hit that like button on your way in as well. I'm trying to get to that 30,000 subscriber mark before the end of the year. I've only got a few more videos to do this in before I go on my own break. So if you haven't yet subscribed, please do. It really helps with the algorithm and, you know, be an awesome Christmas present to get to that 30,000 mark. So thank you guys. But let me just check the comments here. Withdrawal fees on a Mexi is 69. Oh my, it's gone up. It was 30 when I first withdrew some. So if it's 60 now, they're pumping it up. They know Night's going to be worth a lot. Remove the or bad, and can we just say yes or no? Yeah, okay. How can we answer the question? Is it yes or no? The poll might have been disabled. I think the poll disables itself after the live stream goes live. So you might not be able to answer that poll anymore. But from the launch, let me just check if I can see that poll. It looks like majority of people agree that it's a yes. It is good for Cardano. Turn so easy. Claiming Night can be kept till the fourth Thor, or yes, you can Thor and claim all your tokens right at the end. You don't need to claim each tranche, but you may see opportunities. You may see the price pump. You might want to just sell some, so you can, but you can wait right to the end. I think the final Thor period is on the 6th of December next year. Let me just check that date for you really quickly here. I think I've still got it open here. And let me just end this session. I think it's on the main website. I love this when you're doing things live. 4th of December next year. So you have until the 4th of December next year to redeem your Night tokens. So you can leave it until then. Just don't leave it to the last minute. You may forget. You may lose your seed phrase. You may lose your wallet. Just whatever it is. Claim it a little bit early. You might as well just get it as soon as you possibly can. Anyway, sidetracked a little bit, but thank you guys for leaving comments in the live stream. So yes, we've got all of these exchanges listing, and we will see more. The other outcome from listing exchanges and from working in the industry myself, working with crypto projects, when you list on exchanges, there's always a big deal. So you pay for the listing fees, and then they'll say, hey, you pay the listing fees, but you also get all these other things such as AMAs. You get to connect with our community, you get to talk about your project and pimp it. And we've seen a lot of these AMAs and X spaces go online now. Some of these, like they have prize pools on them. I never understood those prize pool things for asking a question. It's trying to encourage that participation. We've never had that in the Cardano ecosystem, but if you go on any other chain, any other token launch, they always try and pay for questions. It's just how it is. Anyway, there have been a lot of these AMAs. So Amexi did one, OKX had a really big one as well. And, it really gets the word out there. And I've seen now from hanging out in Discord and some of these other online communities, more and more people coming in, more fresh people, more people that have no idea what's been going on and now just asking, can I mine Night tokens? So we've seen a lot of impact there. So we've seen exchange listings and new people coming in, interested in the project to learn more about it and participate within the idea of privacy on chain. So that's really good type of impact we're seeing at the moment. We're now also seeing smaller exchanges list Night token. So NBX, I wouldn't say they're small. They're probably one of the biggest exchanges in Europe, and they already did have Cardano native token abilities there, thanks to work from USDM and um, NBX being able to mint USDM there. But the team there now have listed Knight with a Euro trading pair, and that's really good to see. So some of the smaller ones that weren't a part of that initial big listing of exchanges that were official listings are now starting to come on board and list Knight as well. And we're seeing this here in Australia, which is really, really cool. CoinStash here. So CoinStash isn't one of the big ones retail users use, but CoinStash came in and started to list the Knight token, and that was absolutely awesome to see. So we're going to see hopefully some of the small exchanges here in Australia, Oceania, this type of region start listing Knight token as well. So once one starts to do it, you'll see others flow in and so on and so on. So that's some awesome work there. And if you don't know if I've got him listed here, but I'll put a link down to some of the team members of CoinStash who are very good and big members in the Cardano ecosystem, building projects like Mint, doing some really cool, amazing stuff. Now, I'm going to sidetrack a little bit here, and I just have to mention this, and this is a big thing with the exchange listings and getting Cardano into the hands of some of the other big exchanges, such as Binance, Coinbase, and Crypto.com. So they all rely on something called Fireblocks, and Fireblocks is a programming interface, application programming interface that allows them to do the integrations and builds into their application, so their mobile app, whatever they're doing. And a lot of them rely on infrastructure such as Fireblocks to allow them to do all of that. And the team from Igon, or Navjit, Dr. Navjit, he's been working on this for a very long time to get this deal through. And they've signed now the agreement to get this piece of infrastructure integration done. And I think this is absolutely amazing. I've been holding on to this piece of news. I've been waiting for today when I do my Friday videos to announce this and tell everyone on the audience here, but Charles got ahead of me and front run to me. But anyway, we have now signed and kicked off integrations with Fireblocks to deliver a full Cardano stack for their institutional clients. And that includes all the data, transactions, building, everything, history, queries, everything you need to be able to interact with the Cardano blockchain. Now, this here, on top of this here, it uses the Igon's Insights API. So this is another piece of infrastructure that Igon is building themselves for their own platform, and they've integrated in between Fireblocks and the platforms that will use it in the end. So they're essentially providing that data through their Insights platform, which is really cool because it means that there's going to be more usage of the Igon ecosystem in general. And if you can't see there, that machine there, I'm going to bring it over. Oh, this beauty here. Look at that. It looks good in this lighting, actually. This is my Igon node. Obviously, it's not plugged in. It's not powered up. I don't have the hard drives for it yet. It's going to cost me a fair fortune for the hard drives, but that will allow me to participate in the Igon ecosystem. And having this kind of integration that Navjit has put together with the Igon Insights using the ecosystem has integrated in and made this a lot more valuable. That is really cool. Anyway, I digress a little bit. So they've integrated in their Insights platform into there. And then Fireblocks today is one of the core infrastructures providing the institutional side of the industry. Their platform is used by over 2,000 organizations. Now, I didn't realize those numbers. I knew that some of these really big players here were using it, but I didn't realize that many people were using it. Revolut, BNY Mellon, and is connected to major trading venues and exchanges such as Coinbase, International Exchange, Crypto.com, and Binance US, amongst many others. So this is absolutely amazing. Now, this is placing Igon's compute and insights capabilities within that flow. And a big special thanks to Michael.Ada from the Cardano Foundation for helping on the technical side. Would not be possible without you. So overall, absolutely amazing news from the Igon ecosystem. I'm really happy to see that happen. Now, just a little shout out for this one here as well. This is a commemorative thing. If you are part of the Igon ecosystem and you haven't gotten one of these Igon Day NFTs, you can mint one from NMaker. I'll put the link down below. Actually, I'll do that right now because I can do that in a live stream. I'm just going to click on that. I'll put that straight in the comments. So if you do want to mint one of these, you can. It's free. It's a free mint, so you're just paying for the transaction fee. But it's a nice commemorative thing. But, you know, things like this is one of those big integrations that need to be done. And we're going to see then Midnight flow onto some of these exchanges that were relying on this to be able to actually list Midnight. So we are going to see more impact, more users come on board because it's then reaching to different exchanges. Really cool stuff there. Okay, I digressed a little bit there. I did just want to integrate that one in. I'll just check on the live stream here as well, the live stream chats. And what have we got? Midnight, good boy. Audio is good and video as well. Thank you, Veltrax. Good to have you here again, Veltrax. Now, I am hearing some beeping in the background as well, and that usually means that some people are subscribing. So thank you guys for subscribing to the live stream. Like I said, I'm trying to get to that 50, not 50, I wish it was 50,000, 30,000 mark, and I'm almost there. Just going to have a quick check on that as well. I don't know where I'm at with that. I haven't checked in a couple of days. If I just check my analytics here, can't see it yet, but I'll pull that up on the live stream as well. I will be there soon. 29,961. A little bit more to go, guys. Help me out. Get me over that line by the end of the stream even. That'd be amazing. All right. Now, one of the other big impacts that we're seeing with the launch of Midnight is the transaction count going up. Now, this is one of the big things that we need to actually bring interest from some of these stable coins, other exchanges. One of the metrics that they look at is transaction counts, the amount of users, the amount of wallets that we see on chain. This is why Solana is always talking about, we just got another million users or another million wallets on chain. Are they really there? I don't know. You can spin up multiple millions of Solana wallets within seconds. It doesn't cost you a thing. So that's another big debate. But what we're seeing here is an increase of transaction volume on the Cardano ecosystem because people are going on chain to redeem their tokens. So when we're going through and redeeming our tokens within the Midnight platform, you will need to do a transaction here. It's a small smart contract transaction. It will cost you about 0.34 to 0.37 ADA for that transaction, but you also need a little bit of extra ADA, 5 ADA as collateral to interact with a smart contract, and 2 ADA, roughly 2 ADA, to be deposited in and be a part of that transaction, because the night token needs like at least 1 ADA to be attached to it. So there's a little bit of ADA there that people need to load into your wallets if they haven't loaded up any ADA before. And there are new users coming in from Bitcoin, XRP, BAT, AVAX, Solana, all these other chains that were a part of the Glacier airdrop coming in now and looking at it and saying, oh, I need some ADA in my wallet now to actually claim this, bringing in ADA from exchanges and doing so. So we're seeing more of that type of activity coming in, as well as the regular Cardano users coming in and claiming their night tokens. So we are seeing that transaction count go up, and you can see the blip here go up as well. Now, I did another screenshot here from Cardano Explorer. And you can see here, let me pull up the live one, and I'm hoping the live one works because I was playing around with it. I really don't like that site sometimes. Let me just try and get it. See Explorer Analytics. I did have it open. Now, you'll see why I don't like this site. It's a little bit to do with their JavaScript, but let me just go to 100 epochs. Okay, it's working at the moment. It's good. But yeah, sometimes this automatically ticks all of these things, even though I've unticked them. Don't get me started. But here we can see the history of the transactions on chain, and 2025 has been an extremely quiet year for Cardano transactions and DeFi activity and all that. There's not many NFTs trading. Most people aren't participating in Cardano DeFi. There's a little bit of governance, but very little needs to be done, and there's not many transactions there either. So the transaction count has dropped dramatically. This last spike here was 21st of December 2024. That was when the last bullish, was it a bull run? Was happening, and people were excited, moving tokens around and, selling and cheering, whatever. Since then, it's dropped, and we haven't seen much transaction activity at all. It's probably the same old people buying NFTs and trading on the various exchanges and DeFi plays, Strike Finance, and all that. We did see a little bit of a spike here, but not that much. But here, this is when the redeeming process started again. This is when Night tokens started moving around, and it went up dramatically at that point. So we're on this period here, 74,890 transactions. That's good. It's going up. So Night tokens, Midnight, has caused more transactions to happen on the Cardano chain. That's a good thing. Overall good. Oh, my room mood lights have turned off. That means it's 10:30. There we go. So transactions, good for Cardano overall. Let's go back here. Now there are a lot of projects that are. Oh, okay. Before I go to that, this one here. I said before, Cardano, the Midnight has reached and hit that top 100, within the top 100 projects. On CoinGecko, it's a little bit different because they list projects like Stake ETH and other things like that, which are derivatives. So it kind of pushes it down a bit. But you can see here, Midnight is at 100 and the 107th position on CoinGecko, which is brilliant. And you can also see here in the top, it's trending. So seeing a token launch like this gives the project more exposure, especially when it's trending. And this leads to discoverability of the project itself. As flow-on effects, if you start buying Midnight and you start trying to work out what's going on here, hopefully there's that flow-on effect of people joining in on Discord, all those different communities, learning more about the project, and then finding out it's actually integrated in with the Cardano ecosystem. Now, I did want to go through some of the more technical side of things of how the nodes actually work and how they're integrated in. But when I was preparing for this, I thought it was way too technical and it kind of needed its own separate video. So I will do that as a separate video and talk about how the two chains are actually deeply integrated in, especially from a node operator side of things. I'm setting up my node at the moment. I've set up one on the Midnight side of things. I went through the whole process. A little costly, so I'm buying some dedicated bare metal hardware so I can actually get those things operated on the shelf back behind me, which I think is a better way of doing it. So I will do a dedicated video when I set that up. Now let's have a look at some of the dApps and some of the things and the Cardano ecosystem side that has started integrating in and implementing what the Night token can do. Well, not what the Night token can do, but how it is being implemented by some various dexes. And the first thing is just all the liquidity side of things. So we're seeing dexes like CSwap adding the liquidity, adding in more on-chain activity. Seeing Bodega Markets using it as well, which is absolutely brilliant. This is one of the platforms that I love using. This is a quick, easy platform for picking your prediction and making a quick 50, 100 ADA. It's, if you haven't used it, try it out. Liquid Finance, they are now offering um, quite a nice borrowing and lending yields with the Night token as well. So I thought that was quite nice. So now you can actually do something with the Night tokens within the Cardano DeFi ecosystem. And the Liquid Finance team have done a really nice job there on that. We've got other dexes as well. MinSwap, of course. They were one of the first ones. Sunday Swap, they've got liquidity there as well. Wing Riders, they did as well with a good amount of trading pairs. They can trade in various different currencies and different ways that you might be playing around with Cardano DeFi in general. And of course, we also have Strike Finance, which are doing phenomenally with their perps trading platform, the perpetuals, futures, approaching 5 million volume over the last 24 hours, including almost 1 million in night volume. Please consider supplying liquidity for Night, currently at 180%, and the utilization is almost maxed out. Protocol made 20K ADA yesterday, now 1,146,083 ADA all time to holders. Strike been doing an amazing thing, and adding in Night there has really boosted up the amount of interest. People trying to predict which way the Night token is going. Pretty hard for me at the moment to predict. It's been going up, been going down. There's a bit of a pump, but now it's kind of stabilizing around that 5 cent mark. Who knows where it's going to go? Now, before I go into the bad side, the negatives, I'm just going to look at the live stream chat again. Excuse me. Assault UPC, good to have you here again. You need to hold all-time high. Yeah, we probably do. I've got some spammers here as well, but you know, comes with the market. All right. Stream count, subscribe count is good. Thank you guys. All right, bad for Cardano. Let's go through a couple of things here. Now this, I wouldn't say it's bad, but something's definitely going on here. This midnight whiteboard video, fantastic video. Watch it if you haven't done so already. It's managed to get 10 million views in 3 weeks. Technically, it's ticked over to 4 weeks now. It's 10 million views in 4 weeks. That seems really high, doesn't it? The other strange thing here is that the like count has been disabled. There should be a like count here. Don't know what's going on there. And then the other thing here, the comment count. If you go down here, only 517 comments. For a video that has that many views, it should be around the tens of thousands of comments. So it's a little interesting what's going on there, but I wouldn't say it's a bad thing. If 10 million people have watched this, it's absolutely amazing. But if this, let me just go back here. There's people that suspect that the midnight mining, the scavenger mining actually boosted up the views of the video itself. I don't know. I can't prove it. I don't know what's going on there. I don't know if it's true, but you know, it just lined up. So I just thought I'd mention that. If there are fake views, it's not a good look for Cardano. It's not a good look for the whiteboard video itself. A lot of people can tell that they're fake views if they are. Let's move on from that one. This one here I thought was quite an interesting comment, and this one is to do with where liquidity is going because of the midnight launch. So when people are holding on to a lot of these Cardano native tokens here, SNEC, World Mobile, IAG, AGX, HOSI, blah, 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 whatever they are, they're cycling through to see where their best returns could be. The end return would be usually in ADA or USD. So now they're selling. It looks like they are selling. A lot of liquidity has moved out from a lot of these tokens. The last 24 hours here, you can see the percentages are in the double digits of people selling those Cardano native tokens, those local homegrown projects that have been around for ages, and most likely moving it over to Night. I can't prove, I can't see it on chain myself. I haven't dug in, but hypothetically, in theory, they're all moving to Night because they're looking for where their best returns are. So for projects that are building a Cardano, it isn't good for them. They're losing all their liquidity to the Knight token. So they've got to work out other ways to get their money back and continue building and all their operations. I've seen in the comments, I've seen on Discord, I've seen on the forums, people saying, oh, it's about time I sell my Aggie X tokens and move off to somewhere else. Like, wasn't doing anything, wasn't making me any money, let's move somewhere else. So I have seen a lot of those comments. So if it's bad, probably not bad for Cardano specifically, but definitely bad for Cardano projects that are building that have their own token as people cycle out their liquidity to look for more profits. And you can see this on the live taptools.io. If you haven't used taptools.io, brilliant platform. I've got one of their NFTs so I can get more data. But you can see here, Knights last 7 days up 33%, SNEC down 18%, World Mobile down 2%, which isn't too bad, Strike down 10%, IAG down 3.84%. What's this one? Indie down 24%. That's insane. But yeah, people are moving their liquidity out. So it's something to keep in mind there. Feel sorry for some of these projects. The other thing here is the amount of ADA that's been moving around. Now, when you're doing a big token launch, you need the liquidity to be provided so you can actually do the market making. Who's providing that liquidity? It looks like some whales are, some big whales. So here, this was a whale alert of 50 million ADA, or 21.5 million USD being moved from a wallet over to Binance. And if we followed this and look a little bit deeper, we can see this all on chain as well. So this is it on chain. We can see that a total of, I think it was around 250 million ADA had moved out. It was 350. So we've got exit. That's 2 months ago. So here, so 150 million ADA did move out. I don't know if it was sold. I don't know if it was kept on exchanges as liquidity. I don't know if this is the fee that someone had to pay to actually make the Knight. I don't know if it was the fee to list all the Knight tokens on all those exchanges. So if it was, there'll be some sort of sell pressure on Cardano, on ADA itself. And that's probably not bad for Cardano. It's kind of like an investment on Cardano, but it's not good for the ADA price in the short term, that's for sure, as we see that much liquidity move out. So yes, lots of things to think about there, good and bad for the Cardano ecosystem. So let me close that one up. And I do have a bunch of general Cardano updates as well. I did promise some of these. IOG, Input Output Global, is now known as Input Output Group. Slight little branding change as well. I kind of like it. I do like the new font. Typography is a thing for me, and that's a nice, kind of more modernized font. Kind of like it. So if you're looking for Input Output Global, Google searches should have changed now to Input Output Group. For a long time, I was still calling it Input Output HK. Yeah. Got to keep up with the times, guys. And this one here, I just thought was funny. This is Cardano Box. I don't know if you guys are a fan of Silicon Valley, but this is where Santiago got this from. Developer of TX Pipe, creative TX Pipe. But this here is like a Cardano node that they set up, kind of with the Amaru thing. But they called it Cardano Box. And if you can't tell what that picture is, yeah. Anyway, let's go on from there. Now, this one here is for anyone out there that is building in the Cardano ecosystem. And this is the applications for the Cardano Accelerator program are open. You can apply by the 4th of January. They're providing professional support and 10,000 Swiss francs grant for this one. So if you are building, if you've been complaining that the Cardano Foundation doesn't do anything for the Cardano ecosystem, apply for this grant. If you're building something, apply for the grant, get the money. Hopefully you get the money. If you, I don't know if it's like a finalist thing where they get a cohort and they get 100 applications, shortlist it down to 10 within their cohort, and then they get the whatever it is. Whatever it is, I haven't looked into the details. Apply if you're building something Cardano. If you want the funding, go for it. Now, this one I thought was quite good as well. We're seeing more and more of these exchange traded funds being listed in the last few months, I think. I think it was a few months. This is another one here. I don't know if this picture is real or if it was Photoshop, but we now have Bitwise 10 crypto index traded on the New York Stock Exchange with the ticker BITW. But how good does that look? I don't know if that's Times Square. I don't know where this is in New York, but having all these banners up there of Cardano looks pretty cool, doesn't it? Overall, really good news. Now, I wanted to talk a little bit about the Cardano Ambassador program as well. So, if you are a Cardano Ambassador, you probably would have had Jack O'Connor reach out to you. And if you are not following him, please do, because he is the Director of Marketing and the community there. So he's probably the main person that you will be talking to quite a bit. So make sure you check that out if you're not. I did post a link a little bit earlier in regards to the onboarding onto Zealy and all that as well. So if you are on there, try and get that up in 1 second. There, no, one more. There is this onboarding process, and you can get points here. They're looking for who's most active and participating within the ecosystem. So they're trying to work out who's who and who's trying the most to try and be engaging and interacting. And there are some really cool things that you can do, such as discussing on forums, posting up information, trying out some code here as well. And let me just grab my invite here. Invite link. Very slow. Copy. Post it there in the chat for you guys. So if you want to be onboarded this way, you can. Now, let me just go back a couple of screens here. I just wanted to do, too far. There we go. I want to do a cool little mention of this as well. Now, this is something for night holders and only for night holders. You can mint this NFT and play this Midnight Madness game. It's driven me nuts. I can only get up to level 4. It's a free mint, so you don't need to pay for anything other than the transaction fee. And then you can get to the game here itself through your wallet. So if you're playing this on Pool PM, open up your wallet on the Pool PM website. You can start the game. I'll show you what it looks like. But yeah, it's a bit annoying. I don't know if it will play on this screen because it's a little bit too small. Let me just show you one level, okay? All right, so you got to watch the pattern, see what it does, and then move that thing. So you got to click that and then move it around. There we go. So I got that one right, but it gets harder and harder and more annoying. See, I clicked it right. What? Oh, right, okay, middle one. See what I mean? Anyway, I got to close it down. It drove me nuts a little bit earlier. I'll put a link to that in the comments down below when I finish chopping up this video, so you guys can check it out, see what kind of high score you get. Leave a comment down below. Let me know what score you get. You probably will be able to beat me. And, that screen's just annoying me now, so I'm just going to turn it off. Go back a couple. Now let's stop on the Cardano box. Anyway, guys, that's all the news, updates, and everything that I have for you guys in this particular live stream. Let me just check what you guys are saying in the comments here. 56 Hope Road 69. I bought more indie with the drop. That's what I said to many people as well. It's definitely impacting the Cardano ecosystem, all those CNTs. But in general, if you are a big proponent of those projects, it's probably a good opportunity to buy in some of those tokens. For example, with the Igon node, beautiful device here, you need the IG token staked to the node itself so you can actually operate it. And the more space you provide, the more tokens you need. So if you're providing only 2 gig, you don't need too many tokens staked. But if you're providing a petabyte, you need a hell of a lot more tokens. So for me, I see that as a big buying opportunity, so I can get more of those tokens. So then I can run and operate my node and get a return that way. So yeah, it's a good opportunity to get more tokens. Really. What's this here? Diddy 6365. When can East Coast buy? I don't know what you're talking about. East Coast buy. What is this like? East Coast of the US can buy night tokens. Whatever exchange you can log into, whatever the US has access to from that big list of exchanges that I talked about. If you've got access to any of those, you should be able to buy it. Otherwise, bypass that and buy it on a decentralized exchange. I'm assuming that's what you're talking about. The Django, Frank Shaman. So the Thor is live too. It sure is live, but only live for people that have scheduled, have that particular scheduled date. So I showed this a little bit earlier before. I'll show it again because people keep on asking. Let me just zoom out. See a redeem button. So I can click on redeem and click on redeem night. I'll connect my wallet this time. A little bit quicker if I do it that way. I don't need to copy an address. But here, it's, I don't know if you can see that. No, you can't. You probably can't. It's pretty small. But that's my Thor date there. So I can claim my first quarter of my token allocation in 53 days, 11 hours and 10 minutes and 23 seconds. So when you log in with your wallet, that is the destination wallet where you're expecting the night tokens to go to. You will see a date there, and that's when you can unlock your tokens. Everyone has a random day within a 90-day period. Then your second Thor period, your third and fourth will be 90 days after that. So if you got to claim your tokens on the very first day, then 90 days after that, you can claim your second one. So that's how it works. It kind of spread that all out. And I think that was a brilliant decision because it's going to make the token price quite stabilized over a longer period of time. If everyone got their tokens on the same time and date, they would have all essentially just dumped it, and that price of that the token be worth nothing at the moment if everyone just sold. But there's more price discovery here. There's a lot more liquidity. There's a lot more interest. FOMO kicked in for a lot of people. I know it did for me. I bought at 10 cents. You saw I did it on the live stream. I bought at 10 cents and then I sold it for 9. Yeah, go me. But yeah, it's that's the way it's all working. Roland 91. Hey dad. Yeah, I am a little bit old. Robert. No idea what you're asking for here. Roland here. Cardano will be regulated to a standard committee of nerds controlling governance, and everything else will be done on midnight. Maybe. I have to say, governance is hard. I've tried to participate on the governance side of things, and I'm going through and doing what I need to do on the governance side of things. But actually being a part of the committees, being a part of the people that actually write the proposals and all that stuff isn't for me. That stuff is a lot harder than it looks. It takes a lot more time and effort. And a lot of them are doing it for free still at the moment. And I don't know how they're doing it because it is becoming a full-time job. Okay, Solana Donna. Pretty much most of them include a Mexi. Oh, okay. Which exchanges? You're talking amongst yourselves. Hope the price holds and goes up. Johnny, yes, I do as well. I'm trying to accumulate in DCA as much as I can so that I can get as many tokens as possible. I thought one of the interesting things, I don't know if I'll be able to find this. Let me just pull this up on X. I really don't know if I'll be able to find this, but I think Pi. I can't remember if it was on the Sunday Swap account or if it was. Okay, it is. No, I'm not going to be able to find it. But I posted. Let me just try and find it from his account. He doesn't post too much. Nope, can't find it. So I just have to talk about it. I'll go back here. So Sunday Swap, we've got this really interesting thing called strategies, and strategies allows you to do something like DCA on a regular basis. So now that Night is within their liquidity pools, you could use a Sunday strategy so you can DCA on a regular basis. So you don't need to think about it. You don't need to worry about the price. Dollar cost averaging is a nice way to get into a token, a project, whatever it is. If you're interested in it, instead of watching when the price is going up and down, just set some funds aside so you can just buy on a regular basis and you walk away, come back in a month's time and you can see that you're hopefully they're going up. That's the idea anyway. I do that with indexes, superannuation here in Australia. So I put some extra money away on a regular basis. So that way I don't need to think about it. I don't want to track the shared prices. I just buy into the indexes. So I thought that was a really cool feature that Sunday Swap up. If you're looking to buy in, you can do it. Worder. My last token launch was WMT World Mobile. Pretty much the same for me too. I thought World Mobile was huge, and the promise of mobile connectivity, decentralized mobile connectivity, and owning that infrastructure, I thought was a brilliant idea. I haven't seen it here locally myself. It would have been amazing to actually get, be able to provide mobile internet connection for people around here in Australia. But there's so much rules and regulations and licensing that's needed. There's a lot of barriers to get that up and running. Unlike I got Node. Can't wait. It's gonna happen. I've got to be careful with that thing. I keep banging it around. But yeah, World Mobile was probably my big last one as well. I think Vi Finance was one, and then World Mobile. I dumped a lot of ADA and whatnot in those, and I lost my World Mobile wallet, so I don't know where that all went. Eyes on Thais. Does anyone have any of these yet? Not sure what you're talking about. Crypto Granny waving from Thailand. Good to have you here anyway. If you want to comment again, let me know what you're talking about. That'd be great. I'll be able to answer your question. Diddy365. So it's all centralized exchanges, but not. Yeah, it's all on the Cardano exchanges as well. Cardano decentralized exchanges. I personally have been using SteelSwap to do all my swaps on Cardano. Cheap, especially when you're trading only small amounts. So you can do it there. Now, if you haven't used SteelSwap before, it's a great little decentralized exchange aggregator. So here you can see I'm swapping one USDM for Night tokens, and it's just gone through Splash Protocol here to find the best and cheapest swap for me. Now, as soon as you up that to like 1,000 here, it says, yep, MinSwap and MinSwap V2, those protocols are getting you a better price, and so on and so on. So you can do like 5,000 here, then it starts splitting your trade across multiple different pools. The downside there is that it does cost you a little bit more. There's batches, there's deposits, so you need to actually have a little bit more funds in your wallet. But Diddy, you can buy anything on a decentralized exchange, any of the Night tokens on. You can buy Night tokens on decentralized exchanges. Wayne, sup? Good to have you here. Yes. Hello to all the fellow Night Riders. I think I've gone back a little bit in the comments. Let's go down to a little bit earlier here. All answers don't make sense. I can't see the poll anymore, but yeah, maybe I made a mistake on the poll. Martin, what's up down under? Yeah, I'm about to go to bed, but yeah. Green thing, can you leave a link to SteelSwap? Sure can. There you go. The only thing when you're swapping on here, just make sure you're swapping for the correct Night token. There are scam night tokens that have been appearing. StillSwap do filter them out, so you're not pulling in the incorrect one, and it should come up at the top there like that. But if you have a look here, there is a policy ID within just under that night input box. It starts with a 069, and there is a Becca there. That's how you can tell it's the right one. So if it starts with a 069, most people are remembering that, so you know you're trading the right token. So just something to keep in mind. PXKQD, how is Sender Network going? It's a little stalled at the moment because they were looking for additional funding so they actually can build out some of the extra parts that they needed. They were going to do like a full decentralized DAO and allow all the creators on there to vote on which projects they would allow into the system, or not allow, but which ones they were interested in working with. So there was a bit of work there, but because that funding didn't go through, they decided not to go with the decentralized one and just create a centralized one, just a Web2 app essentially. And then that would power it. So now we're just looking for the team. They are looking for projects to be onboarded. I think there's one or two that are interested at the moment, and they're looking at ways to try and onboard themselves on there, work out the funds, but then they've got to work out how to distribute the rewards to everyone as well. So there's still a bit of work in the mechanics of actually making the website work. And then if they do get funding in the future to make it decentralized, they have to redo that again. So it's a bit of a headache at the moment, but you know, they'll get there. They'll get there. Roland, FYI, Empower are doing their latest NFT sale for African housing soon. They're doing another one. I keep missing out on their NFT sales for that housing project. Like each time they announce it, it sells out within like an hour. They go off and build those properties and then come back to the next one and they sell out within an hour again. So they seem to be doing well. So that's good to hear. Thank you for the heads up. I'll try and grab some this time. Obi Comics, Pete, how do you think that guy got over 1 million night tokens? Just guess off the top of your head. He would have been doing it through mining, the scavenger mining. So being able to access the API early on and then set up everything that you need to do. So all the infrastructure and everything else around it to be able to mine. So the miners that got in very early at the very beginning of the scavenger mine, the difficulty was extremely low. So those people there that spun up lots of servers, provided lots of CPU power and started mining from day one would have earned lots and lots of night tokens on that first day. I can't tell from the actual image itself when they earned those particular tokens, but that's my guess. And you know, continue over the next 20 days or whatever it was, just powering on. That's how they would have gotten tokens. The only thing is, they would have paid thousands of dollars for that that server processing power, unless they provided it themselves, which I can't see they could have with that much amount of night tokens as their rewards. Yeah, it leads me to believe that they paid thousands of dollars for cloud servers to actually make that happen. I was told though that the Igon node is an absolute beast for mining. Unfortunately, I couldn't get mine working because I didn't have the hard drives. But if I did get that working, that would have been absolutely amazing. Okay, I'm going to leave it there, guys. So thank you so much for joining me on the live stream. It's been good doing this live. Hey, got a couple more subscribers too, so I'm a little bit close to my goal of getting that 30,000 subscribers. So absolutely awesome, guys. Thank you so much for joining me on the live stream and getting me that little bit closer. If you want to support me other ways, there's Buy Me a Coffee, there's YouTube memberships, there's Patreon as well. And if you haven't done any of that, or you can't do any of that, that's totally cool. That's totally fine. You don't have to. But if you can, hit that thumbs up, that like button, subscribe, notification bell. That'd be awesome. Helps the YouTube algorithm. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Let's log off.